Hey everybody, you see the title? You see it. You know what this is. Well, we're about to take a very deep dive into this review. Most good, and some bad. Not in a negative way, in a dark way. Let's get the intro out of the way first, shall we? This is Saki Nakato's Stuff of Funny Lent to Anime 2024 here. And if you're new, consider subscribing as I'm going for a very high subscriber goal right now. I do appreciate the first phase getting out of the way, which is nice. I like that. It's pretty good. And some of you might know me as John Pullman, a horror manga writer, author name on YouTube, along with sad horror stories, as it's now coming to be, and as I'm realizing that. But in a way that's kind of good. And it's bad, but I'm known for making horror mangas as John Pullman. And basically, in general life, Gabe here. Also click the bell notification so you're notified for more content on the channel. Thank you. Much appreciated. Feel free to comment whatever you want. And feel free to press the like button. Again, thank you. Appreciate it. Now, it's time to get into the review. If you didn't see the title already, this is a review of The Journey for Persona 3's anime remake, Persona 3 Reload, aka P3RE for short. No, I'm not calling it P3R because Persona 5 has P5R, which means Royal. Reload is referring to the third G, when you put the cartridge in the evoker and slide the cartridge tip back or whatever. That's why it's called Reload. Along with it being a fantastic remake. Now, let's get the positive side out of the way. Because, the dark side's gonna be dark. Very dark. The positive side. There's actually a lot of things I liked about Persona 3 Reload, along with the following being the story, the characters, the build-up, and the plot. And many other things like social links and ones I never even knew about. Stuff like that. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, along with the battle action and stuff. It was all very, very good. It was amazing, actually. It was very amazing, and I liked it. Now, as we all know, for more positive stuff, but this part is just a heads up with the review, because this part here is not about to be a review. We know if you get the expansion pass, we are confirmed to have the second part of Persona 3. That being The Journey, which, correct me if I'm wrong, please. I don't remember the exact date that it comes out, or, well, I shouldn't say date. I should really say the exact month. You see. Even though I did a reaction to the trailer, let's see, so sometime in, sometime in May, we have Velvet Room costumes coming, because with the expansion pass, there's 3 phases. That's what I like to call it. For this month, whenever you get the expansion pass, you get Persona 4 Golden, Persona 5 Royal, and think more of Persona 4 and 5, soundtracks. Soundtracks in general. If you want to change things up, mix it up. The Velvet Room costumes, I really don't care about when they come out, honestly. They're just for dress up, and I don't really care about it. Unless it has any effects. So it comes out some month. I'm sorry that I don't remember, I really am. And I think it's September that this comes out. The answer of this year in September. So, we're in April right now, as of this video, and in May, I do believe, we'll have the costumes, whichever order they go in, which is nice, and I will be live streaming the answer when it comes out. The soundtracks and the costumes for the journey, I will not be live streaming those. They just don't float my boat, to be honest with you. But yeah, that's all good stuff to look up at. It's nice to see that, hey, we're getting more content. But enough of that. You could call that an announcement. Back to the review. So yeah, my honesty on Persona 3 Reload is a 10 out of 10. I liked it. I also liked that you could get your social stats out of the way on your first playthrough. A lot of social links out of the way on your first playthrough as well, along with getting the true ending on your first playthrough. If we compare this to Persona 5/Royal and Strikers, then along with Persona 4 for those endings, I would like to say that Persona 3 Reload's ending and Persona 3 in general, the ending for the journey is the easiest to get out of the way. If you mess up, no matter what, on Persona 5/Royal and Strikers, I do believe. Well, I've actually never played Strikers. I have seen the ending, though. The ending's, it's okay. I don't know what to say about Strikers' ending. I saw how you get the Persona 5 Royal ending, and that's not one of my favorite endings. No, the original one for Persona 5, when you go up against the Holy Grail, or the God Grail, or whatever it is, it's some type of god that Ren releases Arsene from his chains and makes Sentinel to shoot thy god in the face with a huge magnum. It follows his exact movements. So yeah, Persona 5's ending, the original ending, is really hard. Well, it's not that hard to get. You gotta be careful with the choices you make. The Royal ending is kind of difficult to get. Persona 4 for Golden, that's an actually easy ending to get along with Persona 3. So when we compare the endings together, the one that wins in general, even though this is a Persona 3 review, the endings that wins is Persona 4 in this order for me. Persona 4 Golden, Persona 3 Reload, and 3 in general, and Persona 5. Put those endings there in the difficulty of how you get them and the choices you make. If you're on your first playthrough and you mess up on 5 whatsoever, it's it, you're done. You get another chance on Persona 4 though, you see. But yeah, if we compare those endings to Reload, it's amazing. It has replayability, which I think is very cool. If there were some stuff to play that doesn't have replayability, then what's the point, you know? So yeah, I think that about concludes the positive side of this review. Oh, and don't forget, I'll be reviewing Killing Bites when I'm done with it. I only have one more disc as of this video to go, which leaves me with episodes 10, 11, and 12. So 3 more episodes before I'm done with Killing Bites. It's been really weird so far, but again, I'll have an honest review on that as well. Now, let's get the negative stuff out of the way, and that will basically conclude this review. You see. Oh, where to start with the negative things? Oh, how about we start here? The fact behind the plot, I like the plot. The plot is positive 100%, but if we're looking at it from perspective of characters and trickery of stuff, Persona 3 is based on the fact of death. You will see throughout this anime remake as you play it, you will cry, you will break down, it'll tear you up and spit you out. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that the first ever death that you see on the good guy side of Cease is Shinji. Yeah. We all get that Ken wanted revenge, but it doesn't change the fact and the truth of whatever we have left with us as we're breaking down. I mean, trust me, there was multiple times I wanted to cry, but I held it in like a true person would. I mean, if you want to let out your emotions, that's fine. But it didn't stop me from getting the ending, along with many others I would believe. So, as I can see, a lot of people have the true ending on their first playthrough. So, yeah, even though Ken wanted revenge, it doesn't change the fact that he was scared when he almost got shot, that Shinji was the one that protected him, and Takaya's bullet went straight through him. It's the fact of the lyrics, or whatever, the lines they said, when he looks to everybody there, and when he especially looks at Ken, that's what broke me along with his death. The fact that he said, "Hey, this is what you wanted, isn't it?" with a smile on his face, I think that's what he said. I really don't care what he said because it's so sad. No, that's not cool. Now let's get the other death out of the way. Yeah. Big, huge death scenes here, as that's basically what Persona 3 is all about. Death after death. Facing death itself. The other death that I want to get out of the way is Mitsuru's dad, along with the chairman, Ikutsuki. There you go. I don't care about Ikutsuki because he tricked everybody of getting rid of the Dark Hour just to make it worse. When you bring a gun to a gunfight, who wins? Well, we saw, from our perspective of our eyes of playing this, we saw that Ikutsuki does get shot, but he had like some little remote device that he wanted to kill stuff with, and Komar was like, "Nope, screw that, I'm gonna grab it out your hand and I'm gonna bite it so I can destroy this device." I forget what it does. I think it was to make Aigis evil, if I can remember correctly, which I don't. No, I don't care about Ikutsuki jumping off of the highest tower or whatever it was. He's dead. He committed, he did that to do whatever he wanted, or to be free. I don't care what he wanted. He was a psychopath. No, that death did not break me. I was glad that Ikutsuki died. I really was, because I know his character. He's a psychopathic monster. No, the death that broke me in that scene was Mitsuru's father, Mr. Kirijo. When you have your kid looking at you as you're dying, it really messes with you. I mean, we saw that throughout everything, that Mitsuru was really broken to this, and rightfully so. This is sad. This whole thing is sad. If I try to compare RE Zero Life in Another Dimension, including RWBY, to Persona 3, they just get out the way and they compare together. They combined one to make one. What I'm trying to tell you is that they're equally all sad, except that the fact of RWBY has funny moments in it still, and that's what keeps us going. You really gotta wonder what kind of person would kill his own friend, but because he was insane, he did this. Now, the other death that I really wanted to get out of the way, but don't really care about, but the fact that it was sad, was that when you see Takaya shoot and kill Junpei. Yes, Junpei dies, but he comes back to life. Simply from being revived by Chidori. And this struck me because Chidori was on the side of Strega, but because she betrayed them and revived Junpei from the dead, just to see his friend die right in front of him. Takaya shoots and kills Chidori. We're all trying to maintain our sadness to not cry. But like I said, it's okay to cry through this because this is just sad. Yeah, so no one can help Junpei help her, but their personas merge. Jin and Takaya see this, and Junpei tries to fight them off out of anger, and then, as weeks go by, he blames Yuki for all of this happening, and it's not Yuki's fault that this is happening. He awakened to his persona known as Orpheus, Master of Strings, and because he did that, all 12 shadows merged from him, making the Dark Hour difficult. That's how I saw it. But Junpei does get over this as they're in the final stretch to fighting Nyx, which Nyx avatar was just Nyx in general. No, what Nyx really is death, as Yuki, we're getting on to the next death, by the way, the one that makes us sad. The Jin's death, he can die. He's mean, he's evil, he's on Strega's side. And I don't know. Takaya, on the other hand, was just... I don't know. No, the fact that Yuki has to get up when the moon is coming down, yes, Nyx is the moon, but inside there is the heart of the moon, known as death. Because that's what Nyx is, it's death. If Nyx came down to end the world of all of humanity, as I saw it, everybody would be turning into shadows, and yeah, all of humanity would break free from what it was into death, and commit the apocalypse, basically. The end of the world. But, no, Yuki has the strength to get up as others are still being pushed down on top of Tartarus by the force of the moon coming down. But you can see that Yuki has to get up and just speeds up, jumps into the air like he's, epic, because he is. And as he's going inside of the moon, you can see him floating. But this doesn't help the fact that he is still weak. We've all been broken down of our energy flying away from us. And because death strikes him at least 3 times, we can hear the voices of our friends basically saying that they want to help us. They want us to succeed. And they wish that they could do this together, but they can't. Yuki hears their call, and energy from above him comes and gives him the energy to keep fighting, which gives him a few bits of health points of courage and, muster the strength to fight and end death. And so he does. But this happens 3 times. He sees that attacking with his sword is not enough. No, we hear the final call of our friends. And our persona is our self. It even reads, the Great Seal to seal Nyx. And you can see Yuki's character outlined as the persona. Now in my stream I was wondering why this was happening. I didn't know about my persona being, Yuki. Now, what does this do to him when he seals Nyx? It takes half of his health away. A lot, mind you. It takes a lot of his health, a lot of his soul away. And then we move on to the rest of the Promise Day. We regain our memories And remember that we made a promise to meet on top of the school roof. But as soon as his friends get there, I just tells him it's okay to close his eyes and rest. This is basically her saying, you're close to death. You might as well die a peaceful way. Yeah. Referring to how much health he lost, I didn't choose to close my eyes, even though they were closing already. Yuki looks to the side as he's done defeating Next, and on the promised day of meeting on the school roof with his friends, he looks to the side and hears their call, and then his eyes begin to close. And he dies peacefully, with his soul leaving his body, along with everything he had. As sad as it is, Yuki was the true hero of Persona 3. Always was, always will be. But it's easier said than done. Now the rest of the negative things come to be that it was all sad. But if we put equal together and we gather up all this information I just gave all of you, and we all know it's true, we all know how Persona 3 ends and what Persona 3 is all about. I give Persona 3 Reload a 10 out of 10. It was so good. It was really worth playing. Can't wait until the answer, though. So, with this review out of the way, done and dusted, mass destruction, I'll go ahead and be on my way now. This has been Saki Nakaido Stuff of Funny Learn to Anime 2024 here. Remember, I'm going for a high subscriber goal, so if you're new, please consider subscribing. And just so you don't miss out on anything of content in general, hit the bell notification so you're notified for more content on the channel. Leave a like and comment. That being said, all of you have a great day out there. And the next review is going to be Killing Bites, and then after that, the 3 Chronicle chapters of Metamorphosis. And then maybe the Pink Album. See all of you later. This has been Saki and Cow Stuff Funny Learn to Anime 2024 here again, /John Pullman /Gabe. All of you stay safe out there. Have a great day. Peace out. Bye-bye.